that his wife loved him and was faithful to him. Sanya knew 100%. But it was a big fat one, and it wouldn't leave him alone. Sanja's wife was beautiful, even very beautiful. He could not believe himself that such beauty lived in his house, that these eyes were looking at him, only at him, and not just looking at him, but with love. Those hands are stroking him, Sanya, lips are kissing him, and everything is Sanya's. Sanya doesn't believe himself, that's all. And the others don't believe it either, even Sanya's mother, Aunt Praskovia, she doesn't believe it either. Why the hell did you bring her, Sashko? To kill yourself, or what? Where were your eyes? Didn't you see what kind of bird you brought into the house? Mom, what are you doing? It'll kill you, mark my words, my mother's blessing is gone. No. Aunt Praskovia complained that Sashko could not get a straight maiden. He would prefer a crooked, askew, or a stray, but not that one. She said it hurt her eyes to look at such a beauty. She said that when she spoke, the light in the lamp flickered. Everything was burning in her hands. She was a craftswoman. She cooked, sewed, knitted, embroidered, but she was not good for nothing. She was not needed. Sanya had no friends, also thanks to his wife. Some of them were driven away by their wives, and some by himself. He even had a quarrel with his elder brother. He sees Vera, and he stands up and admires her. Sanya said once, another time, and on the third, they had a fight with his brother. Semkin's wife Varvara came running in, wanted to tear Vera's hair, but his mother was at home. She wouldn't let him do it. He'll kill you, I'll kill you, shrieked Varvara. One man isn't enough for you. Varvara spat on her hand and showed it to the frightened Vera. Though everybody knew that it was not Vera's fault, they felt pity for Varvara, but not for Sanka's wife. There is no smoke without fire, so it was decided. Why did she do this to me, mother? Vera cried. She was wagging her tail like a duck. That's why Veria came. She'd tear her throat out for Semyon. And you, don't stare so much, and give your man the benefit of the doubt. Sanka already knew that Varvara had come, took pity on his wife in private, and in front of his mother he put up with it, saying that it was necessary to find a common language with the family. The next day Vera baked some cake and went to her sister-in-law to reconcile, but she hit her in the face with the bowl, smashed her lip, yelled as if she was being stabbed. You shameless woman, I didn't do enough to your hair, lied Varvara. And you shameless woman, you came to my house too. Was it good for you to lie on my husband's bed? Was it good? Vera went on her way under the disapproving glances of her neighbors. Everybody knew that Varvara was lying. Everybody knew what Vera came for, and yet they condemned Vera, but pitied Varvara. Vera was a stranger, and this one was her own. Liar, fussy, bad woman Varvara, but one of her own. And Vera is someone else's, and she's beautiful too. In the evening, Varvara was shouting in foul language when Semka was driving her. She was on her knees, clinging to her feet, praying to Christ God, and 2 days later she was gossiping about Vera again. A mean woman, but they felt sorry for Varvara. Not Vera, because of her Semka, because of this Vera Varvara was beating her. It got to the point that they stopped inviting Sanka and Vera to visit. They came alone, but not with his wife. Sanka started to drink a little, but now he gives his wife a slap, or a poke, or a pinch. They went to Sanka's cousin's wedding in a nearby village, and Vera barely made it home alive. Even her mother-in-law was frightened, and Sanka howled and howled his hair when he woke up. He beat his Vera. All the men were staring at her, and he was ashamed of it. So he was beating her all the 12 kilometers, kicking her and making her run in front of the horse, pushing her with the whip, once on the horse, twice on Vera. At night something came out of Vera. She was bleeding all over, while the drunken Sanka was asleep, and the paramedic, whom her mother-in-law had run to get, said that the baby had come out, a miscarriage. And whether Vera would have any more children, it was all in the balance. Sanka was howling like a wolf, kissing Verochka's fingers, shouting at his mother, saying a word against his wife, or he would strangle her. He would strangle his mother, but the old woman listened and tried to keep her mouth shut. A couple of months later, they went to a concert at a club. Vera sang well, but Sanka wouldn't let them. So they went, and there were guests from the district, and one saw Vera and shrieked with his legs, "Vera Alexeyevna, are you there? Meh, Andrei Parfyonovich, you're our beauty, and we're wondering where you've gone. And you're in the middle of nowhere here. Yes, she's married, my husband, Alexander Maximovich Igolkin." Igolkin. Isn't that Igorkin, the combine harvester, the Stakhanovite? Yes, that's my husband. Yes, that's how fate has decided. Well, I wish you a happy life with the combine operator and Stakhanovite, Alexander Maximovich Igolkin. Thank you. Happy to you too. What's wrong with Sanka? What's worse than that glossy guy? He earns good money, can allow his wife not to work, but at home. At home first he questioned Vera, and then he hit her in the face, shoved her in the shoulder, and kicked her in the head. Vera screamed like a wounded bird, but jumped out in her clothes and ran down the street. Sanka didn't chase her, but where could she go? Maybe she'll run, go down to the river, howl at the branch, and come home. And the woman, she should be taught, then she'll be silky. He drank more moonshine and went to bed. Woke up in the morning, my head was pounding. Vera. Verochka, give me some pickle, sweetheart. Silence. Mother's at her sister's for the third day. But where's Vera? Maybe she went to the store. There are shoes and a raincoat over there, and a purse. Yes, a purse, she's fancy. His wife always carries a purse with her. There's nothing in that purse. Sonia saw it himself. A small purse, a mirror that you can't see your nose, some powder, some lipstick, and a little perfume. She's Vera with this purse. What the hell do you need it for, Vera? That's how it's supposed to be, Sanechka. She laughs. Who are you supposed to be, Vera? I haven't seen any broads in the village carrying a bag. Ha ha ha. Sanka laughs. Maybe Vera started to walk to the store with a bag in her pocket, like all the other women. Vera did not come in an hour, and by lunchtime, and by evening the whole village knew that from Sanka Igolkin's wife ran away with a city lover. He was waiting for her, they say, in the shelter, which is at the end of the village. He picked her up in his arms, then circled her, then kissed her, and they got into a black car and drove away. Who said that? That was Varvara. Many people saw Vera running in tears, barefoot in a torn dress, how she ran out onto the road and fell down, just as the artists from the district were leaving the club, jumped out, carried her in their arms without feeling into the bus and drove away. But Vera is a stranger, but Varvara and Sanka and Aunt Praskovia, Sonia's mother, they are one of them. So what? So what? The man chased a bit, you know, for the cause. 2 weeks later, Verina's brothers and his aunt came to pick up their things and documents. See, you better not come to town. We'll see. It'll be bad. Where's my wife? Forget it. Oh, you. They gave you a piece of gold, as big as a horse's head. And you blew it all. Piss on you, Yarjik. Find a woman of your own. There's a stray Dunya who sings songs at the station. Here's a pair for you. You ruined the girl. The aunt spat at Sanka's feet and went to the car. It was Sonia who bought her the things, her mother interjected. It's all Verina's. Let them take it. He waved and went to his room. He lay in bed for 2 days, didn't go to work. She ran to the old woman Voronova for some holy water to wash Sanka. I told the pit, don't go to this town. Don't knit this fief. Ooh. While the mother was howling and trying to remove the curse from her son, Sanka got up, took the rope and went to the barn. It was good that Polizova's girl noticed and cried. She held Sanka by the legs. She lifted and held him. Where did the girl get her strength? While the men ran and cut the rope off. Sanja was alive. He only hurt his throat a little. He was wheezing for a long time. He thanked the rescuer later, poured a hem full of chocolates for her, and gave her a piece of staple cloth for her dress. Later on, when she grew up, she wore a dress made of that staple, and then ran to Sonia for a date, just like that. He raised a bride for himself, as you might say. Then she married Sanka and had children. One day, a girl found an old photo of her and Sanka and brought it to her mother. "Mama, who's that beautiful actress? It's a stranger's aunt. Put it where it was, or better yet, give it to me." "I won't." My daughter hid her hands behind her back. "You'll burn it in the furnace." "Take away my evil eye. I'll see. I'll burn it." She cried and tried to call him Tanichka in her own nickname, but when he looked at her, he felt a chill and would not lift his hand against his wife. Even so, he would look. It would be better if he hid her, her wife sometimes thinks. That's how the Igolkinskys got their own Varushka. Sanka never saw his first wife again. Once he was in town with his wife. He saw a beautiful woman come out of a store, a woman who took his breath away, followed by a girl who looked a lot like that woman and someone else. Sanka almost broke his neck. "Sanka," he heard a beautiful, painfully familiar voice. "What are you doing there? Hurry up. We have to go to Grandma and Grandpa. And Daddy. Dad will be here later." The woman turned around, changed her face for a second, got in the car, and pushed the girl in. Sanka came home, found his childhood photos, a few, one a year as Sanka grew up. Everybody did. So that's who the girl reminds him of. His Sanka. Here he was at 14. Went to the river, howled like a wolf, shoved sand in his mouth, and he scratched his hands all over. Daughter, that's his daughter. How can you tell? Who? He did not save her. She was pregnant from him, from Sanka. Vera loved him. She loved him 100%, and he was a fool. Mom. Wes? That man. What man? Sanka. You look like you saw a ghost at the store. Who is he? How should I know Sanka? How can I know all the uncles in town? He looked at you, and then at me. I thought there was something familiar about his face. Yeah. It's strange. All people are divided into types. Most likely that guy looks like someone you know. Sanka. Yeah. I thought he looked like me. Are you crazy? That guy had a mustache, and you don't. Vera laughed. Mom, how did you know he had a mustache? Did you notice him too? Sanka, all uncles have mustaches. Not all of them. My dad didn't. Mom, is my dad really dead? Yes, he is. That's enough. It's not funny anymore. I'm not laughing. I waited for him until I was 5 and believed it was a mistake. Then you married Andrei's dad. I stopped waiting for him then. Me too, thought Vera. Me too.